AITAH for not wanting to talk to my now ex-boyfriend after he almost sabotaged my college life. Trigger warnings: assault, possible abuse, destruction of property, verbal abuse. I, 21F, was dating someone, 21M, for a year. We hit it off really well when we first started, and at the time I had just gotten out of an abusive relationship with someone else. However, after December of 2022 things were nothing but downhill. My boyfriend at the time had gotten kicked out of his father's house, so he was living with me in my grandmother's house for a short period. Unfortunately, I ended up getting kicked out of there for a lot of things that also happened within my family, so I moved back in with my parents, while my boyfriend moved in with his brother a month or so after. While he's staying with his brother, he got a job at Wendy's, but I noticed that his demeanor towards me started to change rapidly. He would yell at me a lot for defending myself in regards to his friends, would block me anytime an argument took place over silly things, and he even broke up with me before because I had asked him for $50 for laundry, after doing his laundry and my own when we were living together, and other things I did to provide for us both because we were in a dark place. I never understood why he changed or why he acted this way, but this past month and 3 weeks really take the cake. So fast forward to November. We had already gotten back together at this point. He was playing a Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel with his friends and he was losing. I tried asking him why he was upset, but he got angry with me and then claimed the next day that I was condensing, and because of that we were no longer together. Then later in the month he had asked me to pick him up from work because he had a horrible day, and on my way to him, he said that things have changed since the separation. I only hang around you when I have nothing better to do or I'm bored. After he said that, I was crushed and even decided I didn't want to celebrate my birthday by the time the 27th came. We officially called things off when the Yu-Gi-Oh! Thing took place, but I really told him off after he said that comment, so by my birthday it has been clear that we were broken up. I had a friend in college, 19M, who was the same age as my baby sister. We hit it off and got really close as we were working on my college project for my final. My ex didn't like that at all, going as far as to hack into my Google account 2 nights ago and delete all of my files. Even a late essay I had just turned into my professor so he couldn't access the file at all. I was infuriated because he deleted a whole semester's worth of work. Even my resumes were gone, so I had to contact Google Assistants to get all my files back. Mind you, this is after already having an argument the night before and he getting physical with me to the point where I almost passed out on my staircase because he was choking me. He came to get his stuff the other night and apologized for everything and wouldn't stop crying. I consoled him, but I told him I needed to be away from him and I didn't want to speak to him because this shit hurt, and had I not gotten back my files I would have likely failed my very first semester of college. Now what to do because it hurts a lot, and though he said he understood, he got mad at me for not talking to him yesterday even though he knows he's restricted and blocked everywhere. Relevant comments. Commenter, NTA. He's abusing you. Block him off everything. He's not a friend, he's an enemy trying to destroy your future. If you value your safety and schooling you need to cut him off completely, and call the cops if he pulls any more stunts. Turn on 2-factor authentication on everything, and change all passwords. Update. So my ex tried to leak explicit images of me after I left for my trip to North Carolina. I also found out on Christmas, my ex had done things with my cousin. They both lied to me after I went to my cousin invented. So there's that little sum up. Currently I'm with someone else, 23M, and I haven't heard from my ex or my cousin after finding out everything and confronting them. As far as my school work goes, I'm currently doing my spring semester and still trying to pick up the pieces bit by bit, but I've been healing and mentally I'm in a better situation. Update 2. Now on to the issue at hand. So I took everyone's advice and I stopped talking to the ex in question. However, a lot has happened between then and now. My ex couldn't handle us not being together, and decided to not only leak explicit images of me on an old account I used to control. Don't worry, I was able to delete it and kick him out of all accounts he had access to. I had also found out the night before he leaked these videos and photos that he had done it with my cousin, 21F, on Christmas night after she reassured with me and my at the time friend, 19F, that she would talk to him and help me find a middle ground because of his behavior. She knew about him deleting my school work, hacking into my other stuff, and being physically and emotionally abusive towards me. She actually spoke up on me leaving him a few times, and said she was proud when I finally made the move to do so. When I found that she slept with my ex, I confronted her, due to the fact that a few days before this, she had admitted to me that they kissed but swore to me that's all they did and that they just had a few drinks and apologized to me. Obviously that wasn't the case anymore. It's actually pretty funny actually. I was playing Mario Kart with friends and my ex somehow texted me on Snapchat from a different account and his exactly words were, "I'm gonna F up your night. Me and your cousin didn't just kiss. Cry about it," along with a bunch of other colorful words. He also said he was doing this since she had made it clear we weren't cool that this was during my first vacation, so I was not at home during any of this. When I finally reach home, however, my cousin argues with me on Snapchat, essentially trying to justify her actions, and argues with my friend and says disrespectful things about her family, etc. It was a lot. And after that we didn't speak to each other for a couple of months. After this, however, give it maybe March or April-ish, I decided to forgive her and move on from everything for my mental health, but to keep her at a distance due to me not wanting to open up again. She, however, didn't like that, and insisted that it wasn't fair that I didn't want to listen and how I let my friends slut-shame her due to what she did, and refused to understand the point I was making, so it broke out into a all-out war with my ex somehow getting access to one of my alt accounts and telling me to stop talking to my cousin, which let me know they were still talking. So by that point I dropped it all together. Now months later, my cousin has messaged my Instagram after months of not talking to me, saying she wants to reconcile and says it's unfair that I was willing to drop it and forgive my ex and not her first, even though I did forgive her first and she chose to not listen to me, and basically that's because we're family, I should be able to reach out and forgive her. I upfront told her that if we were family you wouldn't have done what you did to me and lied to my face. I haven't spoken to her since that day, but she keeps apologizing and telling me she loves me and my friend who I don't speak to anymore. I don't know what to do here. I don't want to talk to her, but I don't want to essentially abandon someone I've grown up with for years. I feel like I have mixed emotions. OP mini update. Hello everyone. I noticed all the new comments and have been reading them as much as I can. Thank you again for all the support and honest opinions. I know all of this seems drama-filled and I apologize for that. It was really bothering me mentally on how to handle it. To explain why, we aren't cousins by blood, but rather were raised to believe that we were by our parents, so I always kept that loyal regard that we were cousins regardless of the matter, so I still considered her family aside from the fact. It took a lot for me to block her, but I know it's for the best. I have great news. My mother just helped me get a new phone entirely, and since I will be going to college in North Carolina for classes, I won't be using my current phone anymore unless needed. As far as my cousin goes, as I said yesterday, she is currently and still is blocked. Neither she or he has tried reaching out to me, so luckily for that. As for those of you who were asking why I hadn't gotten a restraining order against my ex or anything, the last I heard, he is currently in Maine, so he's nowhere near me, and since he doesn't know we're moving to and doesn't know anyone that I currently talk to in North Carolina, I'm honestly sure that I may be fine, but for the extra precaution I plan to look into the matter in the off chance that I run into him at any point, though I honestly doubt that will be the case. I'm currently taking my art major in RCC right now and will continue to do so and focus on myself, as I also stated previously. Relevant comments. Commenter, why did you casually say you forgave your cousin before him? Why would you forgive him? Op. I had to explain that because when me and my cousin first argued, she believed that I decided to forgive him for the shit he did before forgiving her for what she did, and as I said in my original post, I forgave the entire situation but wanted to keep away from my own sanity. The moment I had found out they even slept together and everything else he already did took a lot out of me at the time, and it was badly affecting my physical and mental health. So I had decided it was best to mentally forgive but not forget and keep them away, which in my original post I had explained to my cousin the first time we spoke about what she did, and I made the choice to forgive her. She, however, didn't like that and accused me of forgiving him and not forgiving her first. I don't know where she got the idea that I forgave him before her, because I never said nor told her I did, so my guess is that they were probably still talking when I made the choice to forgive her the first time and to drop the issue entirely for my own sake. OP made another comment on a different sub regarding her cousin. OP, wow, I did not think this was gonna get that much attention. Thank you all for your opinions, everyone. I have taken the time to announce that I have blocked my cousin, and I will be taking a break off Instagram for a while since I barely have been using social medias as of late. Currently I am doing okay. I'm taking my classes online and have been taking my time as I prepare to move out of NYC. Thank you all again for your advice and opinions. As far as my cousin goes, I haven't heard anything since before making this choice and our previous conversation, so hopefully this will be the last time. Thank you all again for your comments and honest advice.